Defining Educational Technology, an analysis of an ever-changing field, a presentation of collaborative efforts and opinions by Rebecca Hannon, Nicole Ritter, and Jim Sidletsky.
The current definition by Januszewski and Melinda is as follows. Educational technology is the study and ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performance by creating, using, and managing appropriate technological processes and resources. At the nucleus of this definition is the idea that facilitating learning and improving performance is the goal of educational technology. Thorough analysis revealed the idea that history and research, ethical practice, facilitating learning, design and development, managing learning, and performance evaluation are important concepts that make facilitating learning and improving performance possible. History and research. The study of education technology began in the early 20th century following the era of industrial efficiency. Over time, the definition of the field became more complex as it evolved all aspects in human learning and incorporated education technology as an active process, not a single entity. In more recent definitions, including Januszewski's and Melinda's 2008 definition, an emphasis on soft technology is stressed along with ethical implementation. The evolving definitions of educational technology reflect a history of social change, different definitions reflecting different generations. Lacana, 2014. To truly understand the study of facilitating and learning and improving performance in regards to educational technology requires one to not simply use technology without understanding the study of education technology. Research is essential in the field as there are two levels that the instructor must stay involved in: technology and cognitive processes. As an expert, the teacher must be able to reach students on their levels in terms of competence at grade level and at technological level. Our students have used technology most of their lives, and many teachers are learning as they go, so we must recognize their ease of use and meet them. Computers and mobile devices are constantly changing, but the human brain is not, which allows educators to integrate learning, facilitating, and improving performance. In terms of educational psychology and learning theory, student-centered learning comes to mind with the inclusion of educational technology promoting student learning through collaborative involvement in authentic, challenging, multidisciplinary tasks which provide realistic, complex environments for student inquiry and investigation. Ertmer, Audenbright, Lethwitz, Sadik, Sedenderer, and Senderer, 2012. Ethical practice. Ethical practice is essential with the incorporation of educational technology and requires the educator to serve as the model of responsible conduct and oversee the process in a professional manner. In doing so, the educator determines how to effectively use the technology to facilitate learning. This goes further than a list of things that are off limits. This includes being familiar with systems, ensuring that the technology is serving to improve student performance. One must discern between technology being used for technology's sake and those implemented to enhance learning and improve performance. Students must be aware of unauthorized use policies and practices and acceptable behaviors to guide these processes. Maintaining acceptable use policies, AUPs, policies regarding privacy of student data records and who has access, and ensuring security safeguards for hardware and individual use are all components essential to complying with the ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performance. These practices ensure the learner is treated humanely and efficiency is fostered. Facilitating learning. While facilitating learning, the objectives and goals must be clear and defined. Learning is facilitated when learners are asked to go beyond reading and writing and includes application and analysis. When goals for students' performance are defined, technology can be created that applies to an integrated approach of audio, visual, and written applications. In this way, technology will facilitate learning. We help learners by developing instructional strategies designed to facilitate learning. Facilitating learning will also require the management and instruction, including hardware, computers, routers, phones, audio, video equipment, infrastructure of wires, etc., and software, applications, and programs throughout many disciplines. Utilization of hardware must include a new awareness of the instructor's part as they move beyond the assumption that mobile media may be used inappropriately, say for games, texting, or social media. When given proper guides and management, the student can easily navigate the hardware world. Design and development. Instructional design and instructional systems design involves the incorporation of technology which serves as a connection between established content standards and traditional classroom practices. It involves blending content with appropriate technologies. The design and development of educational technology involves creating curriculum that is constantly evolving and requires an ongoing process of information gathering. This technology integration allows for a mean for communicating, collaborating, and creates an ability of problem solving. However, for technology integration to be successful, there must be professional development for the implementation of proper and productive technology integration practices. Professional development will contribute to the successful development and design of the curriculum. By understanding the cognitive processes involved in learning, it will assist the systematic approach to problem solving using instructional resources. By staying informed about the research in human learning, instructors are able to facilitate learning. Instructors must be committed to provide students with quality instructional strategies so that these students will benefit and pass these skills on to other learners. Professional development will also allow one to deliver instructional methods that are designed to be engaging, hold attention, eliminate distractions, and provide measurable data. The instructor must be aware of best practices and conditions for optimal student performance in order to create strategies for learning. In this way, they will create learning environments that reflect values, efficiency, and effectiveness. Managing learning. The field of educational technology is a rapidly growing field with a pool of tools and resources constantly changing to meet the demand of the 21st century. The systems and applications that make up our technology must be properly used and maintained to maximize efficiency and productivity. Management of educational technology may include strategies that differ according to age level. The high school and college student may best be served by using mobile devices to access teacher-led instruction through Google Classroom or Blackboard. The elementary user may need lab access to hardware systems. Decisions must be made around facilitating learning and maximizing student performance. When implementing technological processes in the classroom, it is important to remain relevant and useful. The educator must pay attention to the processes involved when providing quality instruction using technology. This may include something as simple as checking over presentation or clearing websites before using with classes. Keeping the goals of facilitating learning in mind when planning and producing resources that are purposeful and controlled will help ensure the values and integrity of professional processes are met. For the technological resources, it is again important to stay familiar and up to date with current resources and how they will meet the high standards of facilitating learning and improving performance. These can be integrated into planning and instruction. Unfortunately, the utilization of technology comes at a cost, and resource allocation has to be addressed, and necessary supports must be put into place from supplying technology hardware, the configuration of hardware, and the proper training of benefactors of educational technology. Also, when utilizing technology, managing financial planning must be made to provide necessary funding to replace technology components as they become obsolete. Reflections on the 2008 AECT definitions of the field, 2008. Performance. Through the design and development along with managing educational technology, performance of students should rise. Learning becomes an interdependence between intellectual growth and technological growth embedded within content learning. Integration of education technology will generate a software product that is visible and often tangible, but other means that education technology can improve performance within all disciplines includes communications, emails, online meetings, texting, etc., and instant access to global connections, internet, and web access. Overall, workplace efficiency and productive human performance improvements can be made with the increased use of administrative management, software, and systems, management and financial programs, instructional support, software and systems, testing, grading, instructional support, communications, support and security systems, antivirus, and firewall software. In conclusion, it is clear that the definition of the field of educational technology must change with the advent of ever-evolving technology. While Januszewski Melinda's current definition is sufficient today, it will surely be redefined as new technologies emerge and new methods of delivery are implemented. No matter how it is redefined, the end goal of education technology is still to facilitate learning through history and research, ethical practice, facilitating learning, design and development, and managing learning and performance.